It's another time on the Mentors Lounge. And this very month, I'm focusing on women. Yes, women are so important in our life. And interestingly, the UN has declared October as the month of the girl child. So throughout October, I am bringing on board women who have been able to break boundaries, set targets, shatter the screen, right? Break the glass, and even say that, yes, women are relevant in our society. So on the program today, I'm bringing to us a very dear friend, one who I respect also as a woman, right? The first time I met Tope was when we were on the Ashoka Changemaker program that was sponsored by MasterCard in 2016. I mean, that was an experience, right? Meeting with several people from all over Africa, right? And since then, I've kept in touch and I've been in touch with most of them. And so it's with great pleasure that I invite Tope, I call her Topsy, even to the Mentors Lounge today as she graces the Mentors Lounge. Welcome on board, Topsy.
Thank you so much, Mr. Olarewaju Louis. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for the opportunity given to me to be at Mentors Lounge. And I welcome everybody in the global world as they listen to us. Thank you so much. And thank you. It's the month of the girl child, whereby we're celebrating girls across the world. So I'm really happy to be here at this point in time as a woman to be championing the women and the girl child initiative. Thank you so much.
Awesome. So today, people will be wondering who is Olutope Olatilewa Egbetokun? Why did you bring her on board? What is special about this person that you want her to come and share even in October edition of the Mentors Lounge? So without much ado, I want to give you the opportunity, Topsy. Who is Topsy? Can we meet you? All right.
Well, thank you for that question. That's an interesting question. Sure, everybody can meet me. The whole world can meet me at any time. I'm very available and I'm very accessible. My name is Olutope Olatilewa Egbetokun. I'm a visionary entrepreneur, a business strategist. I'm a change leader, and also I'm a change maker as well. I teach economic empowerment by helping organizations and people to turn their ideas into reality. I'm the founder of Business Without Boundaries, BWB, which is a management and human capacity development company that we help organizations to unleash their staff or their employee potentials through leadership development and social innovation development. I happen to also be the founder of African Changemakers Initiative. We are a catalyst for transformation and impact. And when I mean transformation and impact in the sense that we are constantly amplifying leadership, entrepreneurship, ingenuity, and social innovation across African communities and the 55 African countries. I also happen to be the co-founder of African Volunteering Week. I so much believe in volunteering, and volunteering is no respecter of person, geographic location, or your status. Volunteering cut across boundaries. All you just have to have is a can-do spirit. I am passionate about the African people and transforming its human capital through skill development and education training. I've mentored thousands of African women, girls, and boys across the 55 African countries, and we are growing daily. I've also trained thousands of small business and startups in their business, in their career development, and also upgrading their skills as well. Currently, I am awardee of Vital Voice Fellow, just as you've mentioned, an Ashoka Changemaker Scholar. That is where we happen to meet online. I'm a Lead City Voice awardee. I'm also the Equal in Tech awardee for the leadership in small, medium, and enterprise development. I was given the award for the We for Good for 100 African women creating a better change in Africa. I'm pioneer and change maker for African Leadership Institute for the Project Bakati. And lastly, without wasting much time, I'm a single mom of 2 wonderful boys who happen to be twins. I'm a sister, I'm a coach, and I'm accessible to the whole world. And you can get to know me by Googling my name online or following me on all my social media at I am Topsy. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Wonderful. This is a big profile, all right? It's an interesting profile because, you know, when I first met Topsy, for everyone watching, when I first met Topsy, one of the things that struck a chord in me was the zeal and the passion that I saw in her in all the things that she's been able to do. Now, with respect to the girl child, right, you have mentored many, and more often than not, especially within the African continent, the girl child is usually relegated to the background. Sometimes they don't give them the opportunity to find expression, to be well positioned to rise. What will you advise, based on your experience so far, that can be done, especially with respect to governments, with respect to parents? How can they help the girl child to really be their best, achieve their potentials in life, based on your experience?
In regards to the girl child, I totally agree with you that a lot has not yet been done across the world, especially in the African continent, about the empowerment and the advancement of the girl child in our community. And it's true, it's very important that whatever needs to be done needs to start from the family. The family has to put a structure in place, has to lay the foundation for every girl child. And this buttress to our culture and also our norms, the beliefs of who a girl is. There needs to be a lot of orientation out there, reorientating a lot of people across board about the power of what a girl is. A lot of culture, a lot of society, they embrace more of the boy child. They believe that the boy has a lot, but I believe that whatever, equally, in as much as the boy has a lot to offer, the girl too also has to offer. And whatever you are giving as a parent, whether you are giving a boy or a girl, take them seriously. Do not weigh one over another, and lay a solid foundation for them by making them believe that they can be who they want to be in this world. Because it starts from the parent. If the girl child starts saying that they are treating the boy better than they are, they start feeling a sense of inferiority. Their self-esteem goes down. But if the parent can start boosting their morals, giving them that can-do spirit, educating them, empowering them, putting them in a situation whereby they can be the best they can, they'll grow up to that level and they'll be able to challenge the status quo when they step out of their comfort zone. Not only that, there has also to be a lot of support system. And the support system should also stand for we, the women who are grown, because we are once girl child at one point in our lives. But I noticed that little is being done within the women circle to really instill a lot within the girls. That this is while I was a girl child, this is what I went through. I didn't have this opportunity, but now you are in a position that in a better opportunity, this is what you can be, and this is what. So the women needs to stand behind every girl child. Men will not do it for us. It starts with the women. The girl child needs to be on our shoulder, and for the whole world to now see that girl child standing firm. That there are a lot of women that are putting them up. And without now, we also need to now educate the men as a whole. Let them have an understanding that we are here to support them. Whatever they can do, which the girl child too can also do it. They can only give them room. Let them express their full potential, unleash what God has given to them. And the society as a whole, there has to be an enabling environment for the girl child to go to school, to understand, to go to school, to have education, to understand why they are women, to have access to healthcare system, to be able to take care of themselves. And it's just that opportunity to flourish, an enabling environment. So all hands needs to be on deck when it comes to the girl child. No sector, no that can do it alone. We need everybody to come aboard to be able to do that, to make it happen. Thank you.
Awesome. I mean, from this brief advice that you gave, I can see a four-pronged approach to actually help the girl child to unleash their potential. The first is the parents. The second is women themselves, accomplished women who are able to stand out. Yeah, they need to stand as shoulders, because there's this saying that says that we ride on the shoulder of giants. So women who are able to stand out, they've gone through it. They should come out as shoulders for these ladies, for these girls to stand. Then that should be kind of reorientating men, right? There is a general wrong mindset in some men. Some have overcome it. Some don't see that, but there is still a lot of reorientation that is needed from men. And of course, the society must be able to accept that, yes, as a man has value, so does a woman also have value.
Yes.
Thanks for those powerful insights. Now, there's something that really caught my attention about the girl child, right? It's about how can the society, especially talking within the African context or the Asian context or the third world countries or the developing countries, right? Whether it's in Asia, in Africa, in some South America, we still have this thing that cuts across different societies at different levels of expression. So my question now is, what kind of mentoring model can a society adopt? Let's say, for example, if you have a country like Nigeria that has different divides, different states, what mentoring model do you think can be incorporated? Is it from the school level? Is it through known girls associations? What can be incorporated so that girl child can start finding expression, not necessarily the feminist agenda, but more of helping them to discover themselves and be able to stand? It's a huge concern that I feel should be addressed.
What the framework that will really work across border, before you can even come up with a framework, you have to first take a community, for example, just as you said, like Nigerian, taking that as a case study. You have to understand, where are all these girls? Taking it by a community, where are all these girls? Where can you find all this girl child? Girls child they are found everywhere. Every home has a girl child growing up in that home. So that's why I said the foundation starts with the parent first. There has to be a structure that the parent will put in place that they are using to empower the girl child while the girl child is within the house. And now what the girl child does is to step out on a daily basis to go into the world. And where are they going to? They are going to school. So that is also another place that needs to be looked into, because you need to meet the girl child where they are. You can't just create a system that does not work for them. You understand? So now where do you find that they step out into the world, they go to school? So school has a responsibility of creating, whether within their curriculum or an after-school program, while they are in school, to be able to do that for them, to empower them, teach them everything about what a girl is, how a girl will turn to a woman. The process is not so much about 100% feminist, just as you said, but how they are going to evolve, to teach them about the challenges of life, their puberty state, the relationship, how they'll take care of themselves, their self-esteem, their confidence, their ability to speak, to negotiate, ability to sense danger. They need all those life skills, and it can be taught best in school. So that needs to be incorporated. It should be a soft skill that on a daily basis they are saying it, they are breathing it, they are implementing it. Because once they step out of school, they are going to step into life. And life is not going to be kind to a girl child. there you have to compete. It's like a red ocean.
Yeah.
That you have to compete for what you want. But if you are not well equipped as a girl child, a lot of things will go wrong with you. And that's why we see a lot of girls who are going into different areas they're not supposed to be. So the framework that I would suggest is that the family first. There should be a structure in the family. It moves to the school on the grassroots level. And when you're talking about the school, let there be after school and also curriculum within the school system, that they're all, for those that cannot stay for the after school, within the time frame of the schooling, that there's also a skill like that they can learn. And that is that you now also move to the church or the religious sector, whether it's a church, whether it's a synagogue, or whether it's a mosque, where the religion, you also find a girl child there. There must be more emphasis, more talking about the girl child, because the parents take their kids to the religious centers. So the girl child will also have the opportunity to have that reinforcement of who they are, that they have something to contribute, they have power within them, they have a lot that they need to unleash. So I feel that is the framework. And when you are putting those framework in place, you also have to support it with funding and resources. Resources in the sense that you need teachers, you need people, you need mentors, you need coaches that needs to be on ground at that time to be able to implement those things to the girl child. They also need fundings to be able to do a lot of things. They need technology, they need tools, and they need opportunity to be out there to express whatever it is that they've learned. So I feel that framework will help them a lot in achieving what they need to do.
Awesome. This is really practical stuff here. I'm still going to drill you on this area, Topsy. Now, for young people, right, and for everyone, the youths, submitting to volunteering is one way that one can build capacity or develop experience in any vocation or in anything, right? Or volunteering under someone can actually give you an opportunity to be mentored by that person. So volunteering is actually multifaceted in its impact, right? So the question I want to ask you is twofold. Now, how can the girl child, young ladies, take voluntary or access volunteering opportunities in the world today? You have gone through that. You have benefited from it, and it has taken you to some levels, right? What can you advise that they will be able to access? Where should they look for? Parents that will watch this, what should they be? What platforms or what forums should they be looking at now to position their children to be able to benefit from voluntary opportunities? They always say that what experience you have, what this year, but there are several voluntary opportunities, and if you don't know, you don't know. So what can you say about that, please?
When it comes to the girl child looking for opportunity or getting opportunity to the volunteer, it's endless what opportunities can come their way. And it has nothing to do with their location, their background, whether they are rich, they are poor. But the first thing has to come first, since that they are girl child, they are minor to start with. They are not yet adults. So there are certain decisions that they cannot make on their own. They still need the decision of their parents. Whatever it is, parents still has the final say since that they are girl child. So a lot of it buttress to the parent finding themselves in an enabling environment where they have access to information, both online and offline, and their network, the network of people they surround themselves with, be it in their religious sector, at work, with friends, family. So within that circle, a lot of things will be filtering out that the parent can easily discern that here's an opportunity. The child might not be able to, but it's now for the parent to sieve out those opportunities and knows that my girl child can tap into this. My girl child can take risks, can do this. Let me position that child to do this. So most of the opportunity, if the girl child sees the opportunity, they cannot implement it on their own. They still need to come back to the parents and say, "Mommy, they told us to do this in school. Is it okay for me? Should I do it?" But no, we don't have money. You can't do it. No, they'll kill the spirit. So there's a limit to what the girl child will be exposed to when it comes to volunteering on their own. So parents and society needs to put program or opportunity out there that is seeable. And once parents see it, they should tap into it. Give a no. Don't, in as much as the society, there's so much going on in society, so crazy and so devious, that we try to protect our girl child so that nothing bad happens to them. We are monitoring them online, we are monitoring them offline. They step out of the house, you're scared. Is somebody looking at them? Is somebody chasing them? There's so much worry, but that worry has overweighed the opportunity that parents should have seen in volunteering for their girl child. So within the family, there might be opportunity within the family that has businesses, that have places that the girls can just go there and volunteer your time. And voluntary has to do with a can-do spirit. Some voluntary, they will pay them, and for the fact that they are young, they might not even pay them, but it's about them developing their life skills and social skills, and to build up their esteem. It will also build out their confidence that they can stand, they can talk, they can negotiate, they can make their case. So parents needs to start looking for those opportunities, and there are many of them online. There are a lot of women association or network out there that also provide a volunteering opportunity for the parent. If the girl is going there, it doesn't cause the parent to go with the girl. Sit at one corner and let your child flourish and do the best that the girl needs to do at that point in time. Instead of you being scared, I don't know who I'm going to drop my child with. Go with the child and sit at one corner and see the best of what your girl child will come out to be. So there are support network out there that are creating programs. Google online, volunteering for a girl. You see a lot of them. In your religious sector, in your churches, in your synagogue, in your mosque, there are also opportunity for girls. That's why that tradition, that thing is already embedded in the religious sector, but we might not know it. When the girl child is in the Sunday school, you discover that they have different groups. The groups that maybe a drama club, a drama group, or a singing group, or what, a competition, whatever it is, an opportunity to push your child into those things. Say if they don't have the skill, let them mess up. But one thing is that they know that they step out.
Yeah.
It will break that confidence. You need to put them in all those curricular, those activities out there, so that they can start seeing who they are, feeling who they are. It will go a long way to help them. So, and those are those things. So most of the opportunities is out there, but parents need to tap into it for their children and make their children available for it. Because without them, there's most of the time the girl child is in the house. They even allow the girl child to even spend more time in the house, taking care of the house chores. And they see that is part of volunteerism, which is a good thing, but please do not restrict them to the house chores only. There's a lot they need to learn out there. Thank you.
Awesome. Coming from a mother and also somebody who is a practitioner, somebody should listen. All right. Now, the next couple of questions will be zooming into your personal growth, right? Now, what would you say prepared you for who you are today? What were the opportunities that came your way that helped you to build a career in social enterprise? Because you are a social entrepreneur, right? And so now, why I'm asking this question is so that someone who is at maybe one of the crossroad that you have passed through, right, can understand that, all right, Topsy actually went through this and is here now. Because that's one of the reasons why the Mentors Lounge is here. So I want you to zoom back, flashback maybe 20 years back now, or thereabout, or more. What prepared you for what you are doing today?
In terms of what prepared me to where I am today or what I'm doing today, That's a very beautiful question and a personal question. Wow, and it might reveal a lot. It is well. A lot of things prepare me for where I am today, not just one thing. A lot of things happen in my life, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I've been there, just name it. So those are those experiences that shaped my life and remote. I started from a different level entirely, but I ended up finding myself where I am, and I have no regrets. I'm at the best place I need to be right now, doing what I need to do. I'm at my maximum right now, having the best of my time. And I can only give God the praise for that. So talking about it stems first and foremost from my personal experiences over the years. A lot has gone down in my personal life, just as I mentioned, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And what I've been able to do through all those times, it has formed me, it has shaped me, it has molded me. And most of the personal issues that I have, most of the personal problems I have, few times I will sit down, hang around, think about it, feel sad, but there's just an inner strength in me that will jump me back to life, that will jolt me back to life. And I'll now take those experiences, those problems, I'll now start looking for solution for myself. I will eventually get a solution and I'll come out of it. And the moment I come out of it, the next logic things that comes to my mind is, if I'm going through this problem, I'm able to find a solution to it. A lot of people are also going through the same thing. So my natural instinct is just to share myself to the world. Just tell people, this is what I've gone through, this is what I'm going through, and this is how I've been able to go through it. So please don't feel alone. So I'm always more like an encourager to people. So that is that on the personal level, what has shaped me into what I'm doing. The next thing is about the environment I find myself. In terms of Africa, it has its own challenges too. And a lot of shortcomings and a lot of shortcomings that we have in Africa. So, and the way I'm oriented, the way God made me, I'm not always satisfied being in an environment. I'm seeing problem and I'm keeping quiet. I'm seeing issue. I love to challenge the status quo sometimes and find solutions. So when it comes to the environment, it's more about the societal issue. I'm always looking around. I'm so concerned about the youth, the women, and the girls. I'm passionate about those three categories of people in Africa. So when I'm anywhere I am, I'm always, what are the societal issues? And how can I handle this thing? So that is what drives me. That is what gets me back to the drawing table. Now, what is it that I need to do to be able to tackle all these issues? And the next logical thing is, being a woman, I also want to empower a lot of women just like me. I also want to empower a lot of girl child. That's why I'm so passionate about coming on this platform to talk about it. So those are my driving force. A lot of things, that is it. And now talking about network, organization, or people that really push me, or the opportunity that I had. If anybody would tell me I'll be doing what I'm doing right now, I might probably say no. But I guess it was destined. There was a time in my life that I felt a calling upon my life. That might be for another story, another day. I'm not too sure. There was a calling that while I was outside of the country, there was just a calling that you need to go back. You need to go back. And by going back, over there was preparing me. I might not have said this openly in public. I might be saying it. While I was abroad and that calling was heavy upon my life, there are so many times I'll be sleeping and I will hear somebody will tap me and wake me up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. I'm like, when I look around, I'm not seeing anybody. And I'll jot back to waking up fully. And like, you're waking up, you have a lot to do. Go and start walking. I'll get to the bathroom, use the toilet. The next thing on my laptop, I'll start walking. I cannot count how many times that thing happened. So that was a wake-up call for me. That was a calling upon my life. And you have people that you need to empower. You have people that you need to transform. But where you are at this point in time, it's not doing you the justice. You need to go back. So by now coming back to Africa, that just unleashed everything in me. My spirit became so hungry. By the time I came back and I saw all the society problems around me, I could not stand it. And that just put me back on the drawing board, and I started creating solutions, looking for what to do, and start empowering women, girls, and youth.
Interesting. See, and that's the beauty of the backstory, right? Of course, I've not heard that before from you, that you had, I mean, that was something that was always like pushing you to the point of waking you up, and that you needed to do something. Now, someone may be going through that also. What would you say was a support system that you had? Did you have any support system, especially, I know you were based in the US, right? Now you
that
moved
was
from
dead.
Yes, you were based in the US. Now you now moved from the US to Africa. You moved to Nigeria, and you are here. You are in Nigeria. Somebody will ask, why? How did you do that? What gave you the courage? These are things that people struggle, internal struggles that people go through. Like, there's something driving them and they're like, how do I do this? How do I do this thing? And they are considering different things at the same time. What would you say was a support system that you had that helped you to stand while pushing this thing? Because of, like you said, there are so many barriers, so many challenges, so many issues that could have made you to run back. But you stayed. So can you please share that with us?
And when I came back with a lot of factors. What I just mentioned was one of it. And the other side of it has to do with my marital status at that time. So, but that's for another story. I won't go into that right now. Yeah. And also with my children too. For the support system, I didn't really have much support system in terms of finance. The finance was zero. There was nothing. But the support system that I had, I could anchor on was my family. Was my family, brothers, sisters, aunties, uncle, regardless, they were there for me. And not only that, there was so much love radiating from them, regardless of what was going on in my life at that time, or how I wanted things to be. And the other thing that also helped me was my own personal can-do spirit. My own can-do spirit, that I have what it takes. I have the skills and I have the capability to some level. There are a lot of things I can do on my own that people don't even know. They can't even comprehend. Sometimes my sister used to tell me, Tope, you need to write a book on your life. Man, when she sees the rate I walk, my humble beginning, how everything started out before it is now put together, that wow, people will be amazed at how you started a lot of things. But there was passion, there was love, there was can-do spirit. And I had an open mind to things across board, maybe from where I was coming from, that also helped. Then what also helped me was a lot of self-taught and self-mastering of things. I mastered a lot of things on my own. I taught myself a lot of things. I used to tell people everything I'm doing right now is not, I didn't go to one school to go and learn it. It's not the degree in the college or school that taught me. It was what I really sat down, self-taught, I learned or I mastered. Those are the things that is working for me right now, that I'm using as a tool to be able to implement a lot of things. The network that also helped me, that also shoot me out. I also like every woman to know this, is that you need to go online, go and do a lot of research. Apart from being in women group, in-person women group that we have around, there are a lot of them which I know, but be very selective of the kind of women network group you join. Make sure you join the group that will serve your purpose in life, that will serve you very, very well. not a network group that is all about the partying, the fashion, whatever it is. Something that will create meaningful in your life and create balance for you. And if you go online, Google Network, there are a lot of programs that you need to tap yourself into. You need to learn, you need to be trained. And you also need to have a global mindset. Don't restrict yourself to one location. I'm an African person, I'm a Nigerian person. Somebody like me, I always tell people, I'm a global citizen. I'm not attached to any country. That's my own feeling. Anywhere I find myself, they can accept me. I can flourish, I can do well. I will adopt that place as my country. So as women, we need to position ourselves globally. We need to brand ourselves. Don't localize yourself too much that somebody, because you never know who is checking you out. Who is checking you on social media. You need to be versatile. And be able to fit into so many different arts in as much as you know your niche, so that when somebody who does not have your beliefs, understanding, or your language, they can still be able to understand what you're putting out there. And most of the opportunities are out there in the global world. It might not even be in your locality or in your community. So don't restrict yourself to your community alone. There are a lot of women network online that you can join, that they are teaching, they are training, they are giving you opportunity to connect, to meet other people abroad. Tap into it. I remember when I started out, there were a lot of women that I was looking up to in Africa. They were out there. Is it politician? Is it the celebrity? They were doing very nice, very educated women, well placed in their career. So I started wondering that what is it? Who are these women? What is it that they are doing that I'm not doing? You know, you see them, they're in one place today, they are taking a training here, they're in one place another, they are doing one. I was just fascinated with what they're doing. So what I now decided to do is that whatever these women are doing, they are good things. How do I know what they're doing? The secret to what I do was to understand. I had like 10 women or 5 women in my team, on my list then, and I understudied them. I followed them on social media. I was everywhere. Anything they are doing, I'm there. So I was just trying to understudy them. What is it that they are doing? What is it that they are tapping into? What is their network? And from there, the secret came out to me. I began to see those things that they were tapping into, those networks that they were tapping into. And before you know it, and I too was doing the same thing. And it was where I started getting my opportunity, because if you surround yourself in a network, there's a saying that if you have 5 friends who are rich, you're going to be the 6th person who will be richer. Or if you have 5 friends who are smart, definitely you're going to be the 6th person that will be smart. So by the time I was understanding this, I knew what they were doing, and all I did was to tap into it. I started applying for everything they were applying for online. There were a lot of opportunities in the global space out there that a lot of people in Africa don't know, or in Nigeria they don't know. So whatever they apply for, whatever they share, within the network of those people, they share a lot of information that ordinary people does not even know. If you are not in that clique, in that network, you won't know. They'll share that information. I'm there, and I'll just go after that information, apply for it. For some reason, I was just applying for a lot of opportunities out there. Some they will turn me down, and few ones they will give me a yes, and it was those few yeses that opened the doors of opportunity for me. And that's why, and my first yeses came with the Vital Voice that was co-founded by Hillary Clinton in USA. So I was selected for the Vital Voice. I nearly gave up on that application, but the question was like over 50 questions. My internet was not working. Anytime, it took me 2 weeks to fill out. Anytime I'm filling out that question, I tried to submit it, the internet will break. I was frustrated. But every day I would log in, make an attempt to fill out 5 questions. I'll end up doing 1 or 2 questions. Something will just go wrong. But I guess there was somebody on the other end that noticed that there's a lady that is always logging in every day. So there was a lady that started emailing me that, Topsy, we see that you are logging in every day to fill this question. We know there is a lot. Keep at it. Keep answering those questions. So that gave me, well, somebody's watching over me. And I got it done eventually at the last minute, answered the question, put it in, and I was selected. When I got selected, it was a 1-year program, fellowship program. I went through it. I met a lot of women all over the world.
Awesome.
Who are highly placed in society. I was shocked that, how did you find yourself here? What are you doing here?
Wow.
And they were so gracious enough. They brought all of us to South Africa. We also met physically, apart from the online training. So that was the trajectory for me that launched me. There was something in me. They validated everything that I thought was crazy with me, that I was doing. All the little work that I was doing in my own little corner. That program made me to see the other people, women who are doing the same thing, and launched me. And thereafter was the Ashoka, where both of us we met. The Ashoka Change Makers.
Yeah.
So from there, it's just one program after another, and I never look back.
So this personal account is revealing. Wow.
There is no way I'll be talking about any experience that don't touch my personal life.
Wow.
It's so much connected.
Honestly, this last personal account that you shared is really, really practical and down to earth. You see, what you've just shared now will help any child, or not only girl child, but any young person to know that, look, it's about staying on it, keeping at it, not giving up, pressing. Who do you want to become? Identify them, find them, what are they doing, follow them. And this, you see, one thing about the Mentors Lounge is this. Mentors Lounge is about making success normal. That is saying that it does not matter your background, it does not matter where you're from or which country you are. If you know the protocol, the principle, or the path that somebody who was successful legitimately took, you can also follow the same path and achieve the same thing, or even more, by having a hybrid. And so what you've shared with us now is something that somebody can take and run with.
Yes.
And actually discover opportunities out there that will amplify the gifting, the talent that is already inside, and it will find expression. Thanks so much for that personal account. Now, I will not finish this interview without asking some of the things that we got from the Mastercard sponsor, the Ashoka Changemakers Fellowship. You see, one of the things that I took from that program was about the future of work. Now, because of the way COVID-19 has, as it were, moved the world several years fast forward, because the world did not want to embrace technology, right? And we are now in it. The question I want to ask you now is that, based on what the future of work is all about, what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things should children, especially the girl child, be doing for those ones who are in secondary school, or those ones who are in the higher institutions? What should they be doing now to position themselves for the future of work, especially from the developing countries? Some of the things that people are doing now will not be relevant in a couple of years from now. Where do you think they should focus on?
Thank you for that. I'd like to give a big credit to the Ashoka Changemaker Scholar that both of us attended a few years ago.
Yeah.
That was the program that exposed me to even know what the future of work is. So that credit goes to them.
Yeah.
Because they really channeled it, they broke it down for us to understand what is currently happening and how we need to prepare ourselves without even knowing that COVID-19 will even come.
Will happen.
COVID-19 was not even in the picture at all, but they were already talking about the future of work. So they were already looking into the future of what it is. And eventually it now makes sense. The dots now connected.
Yeah.
So what I would just say with the COVID-19 now that we're all in, it's been around since last year. We're hoping that by this year it will be gone, but it's obvious that it's going nowhere, and it's going to be with us for a very long time, because it's just coming up with different dynamics.
Yeah.
You hear the news one news today, the following news is changing. So we just have, first and foremost, everybody must have that willing heart and accept that COVID-19 is here to stay. It's not something that will just disappear like that. The way we're wishing that 2021 will make it go away with the discovery of vaccination is here now. We still have a lot of challenges. So with that understanding and that background frame that is going to be here for a long time, it now gives everybody the opportunity to now go back to the drawing board, regardless of who you are. The girl child too, for them to be able to do anything, still stem from the parents and the school that they are going to. It's the school that will take the responsibility of re-strategizing for the girl child as well as the family or the parents. Because when you're talking about girl child, please don't lose the sight that they are underage. They are minors. They are not yet adult. They are not yet up to 18. So most things they cannot make decision on their own and say on their own until. So it's still the parent or the society or the school that will be making decision for them. Whatever that decision is either a good decision or a bad, that is going to affect them for the rest of their life. So, and that's where leadership comes in when it comes to the family, the school, and also the society that the girl child find itself. So every sector of this group needs to go back to the drawing board and lay down everything that they've been doing before COVID-19. Because a lot of things that we're all comfortable doing does not work right now. COVID-19 has changed the dynamic. It's like a game changer. That's, a lot of businesses have gone underwater, while a lot of new businesses have also spring up. So COVID-19 is a double-edged sword. It now depends on where you want to position yourself. And for you to reposition yourself, you need to re-strategize. The way you operate or the way you do things might not everything will work in this new future of work that we are going into. If you notice, since the COVID-19 now, a lot of companies now, organizations, there's now an increase in remote working. A lot of workforce, they now work from home or in remote places. Offices or businesses are shut down. That is number one. There's now an increase in e-commerce. The buying and selling is now taking place online. And there's now a lot of automation of processes or how things get done. So those are those things that every person needs to tap into when they are re-strategizing what they are doing, whether it's their career, whether it's their training, whether it's their, whatever you're doing. It's obvious that COVID-19 affected everybody from the top to the bottom, or from the bottom to, there's nobody, you can't tell me that you didn't feel the effect of COVID-19, no matter how small, it's like a trickle-down effect. And you cannot use, put new wine in old skin. You're re-strategizing and orientation and moving things around. You'll still get a good result, but it's just about you fine-tuning. Whoever believes that there'll be e-learning, people will be going online to learn. It's a technology that it has been around for years, but a lot of institution organizations were intimidated with technology. They didn't want to do it. But COVID-19 forced school, institution, or businesses into e-learning. And now what that has taught us with the girl child is that the e-learning is also here to stay. Anything we need to do right now, whether in business, in career, in anything, it has to be hybrid now. You must be providing problem and solution to your customers or to your clients, to your stakeholder, with the mind of hybrid events. And when I mean hybrid event is that you must be in-person event and also online, just as we're doing online now. We're also used to doing the in-person, we are traveling. The travel industry has suffered a lot. There's restriction here and there. So for you to be able to survive in this, the future of work and post-COVID that we are going into, you must position yourself to offer that dual opportunity for people in your vicinity who can tap into your business, your service, one-on-one, in-person, fine, give them that option. And that's why I say you need to position yourself globally, be a global citizen. And the same must apply to your brand, to your service, to your products too, so that your brand is not limited to your community or where you are. People outside of the world can also tap into it by having an online engagement with them. And thank God for social media. The social media is helping a lot in this aspect. Not only that, the future of work has to also factor in the mental state of their employees, their staff, as well as families too. There's a high rise of mental illness. That is one thing that we never knew existed. But COVID-19 has exposed that part. Mental illness is no respecter of anybody or your situation, your status, where you are. It can hit anybody like this and you won't even know. And there's every family now that 2 or 3 persons in that house has mental illness. They may know and they may not know. So COVID-19 and the future of work has also exposed that. So employees, companies, they also need to be very cognizant of that. Pay attention to their workforce. All of them are going through a lot of challenges. We're all changing, we're all involved with this. The COVID-19 has changed every one of us. That is that. And also, but all in all, the future of work will favor more of the youth. The youth are the game changer when it comes to the future of work, in the sense that they are young, they have the skills, they have the time, they have what it takes. So whatever it is that COVID-19 is dealing with, or shedding out, giving to us, they have more of the shock absorber to take it. It's easier for a youth to take a new training, go, change their career, change their course, take a new training, move around, compared to the older workforce. You understand what the older workforce, they are more used to the traditional way of doing things. They are intimidated by technology and innovation. All they are looking into is just a few more years for me. Let me get my retirement, my pension, and let me just go and retire. You are now telling them that now for the few years that is remaining for you, you need to learn all this technology too. You need to be online. You need to know overwhelming for them. And if it's not taking care to manage that older workforce, you might also lose them. They might also go into depression or mental illness. So there has to be a structure for the future of work to manage that older workforce for their smooth transition in a gradual way. But for the youth, they are very versatile. They can move around, change their career, change their course, change their employee. So that works very, very, very well for them in terms of the future of work. But the future of work is here to stay, and things will keep changing. It will keep evolving. New things, technology will be coming up. Most of the old careers that we are all used to, most of them are going away, and new ones are coming up. Sometimes I always tell people it's the craziest thing that you are not even thinking of that is making money now. The thing that we all make fun of, that we all laugh about, that we didn't care about. If you're too serious, you might not even be making money. It's the when you're in your natural element, being who you are. That is that thing that propel you or project you into limelight. So everybody, as a youth and older people, please be open-minded. Explore opportunity in the space of the future of work in this era that we are now. There are so many opportunities. Don't limit yourself to one place, one location. There are global opportunity. Just tap into it. Initially, it might be difficult, but take that baby step. And I believe that we all learn a lot in the future of work. Thank you.
Awesome. Wow. Topsy on steroids.
It's God. It can only be God. His grace.
Thank you so much for this session with you. On a final note, just one more question for you.
Okay.
Based on what we've discussed so far and future of work, volunteering, mentorship, resource persons, tools, and everything like that, do you think that there could be a kind of hybrid platform that creates an on-demand resource for young ones to position them, especially the young girls and even the youths, teenagers, young adults, right? That can position them in a curriculum-based system that is not a traditional school or anything like that, but it is something that they can go through as a curriculum. It could be a couple of months, maybe 3 months, 6 months, or a year, such that it's comprehensive enough that if they go through it, it will prepare them very well, that the curriculum they will be able to meet with mentors there. They will get resources, they will get material. They just enroll for it, and it will be something that prepares. Do you think this will be a good thing, especially to help parents, to help the society as we try to combat this challenge of relegating the girl child to the rear? What is your view?
My view is, when it comes to that aspect, just as I've mentioned, everybody should just have an open mind first. Put yourself out there. Do a lot of research. That just what keyword, go online, just put in the keyword. You might not have the exact keyword. Just type in that you are looking for network, you are looking for opportunities for the girl child or for women. You will get a lot. When you now get a lot, you need to spend time to go through each one. You need to know what you are looking for first within yourself. You know your capability, you know your skill, you know areas that you want to develop, so that you are not just bombarded with a lot of things. With the understanding of who you are, understanding you now break it down and start looking at what is possible up there. But there's one platform that I can highly recommend to everybody. Just as I've said, do your research. There are so many of them out there, but I'll recommend to them the African Changemakers Initiative, which was founded by me, because over there, the question you asked captures everything within the African Changemakers Initiative. We have a fellowship program that is for youth. If you're a youth between the age of 18 to 35, it's through an application program. The application for next year will be coming out next month. So we run the application for 2 months. Anybody in Africa, as long as you're an African citizen and you are 18 to 35, you are qualified to apply. Apply for that. If you are lucky to be selected, most time when we put out the application, we get over 2,000 or 2,005 applicants across the 55 African countries. That we now narrow it down. We try as much as possible to take at least half of them. It's a free program that they will attend. They will take the program, we take for half of the applicants and go through a 1 or 5 weeks program, very intensive. Right now, we are going to do the cohort 5 in January. We've done cohort 4 in the past year, and it's been amazing. If you go to our website, when you are reading the testimony, you go to the testimonial side for the past 4 years of what the fellows are. Anytime I go there, I'm reading it, I always cry. The emotion just overfill what all of them are talking about, how that program transformed them, gave them an eye opening, because within that 4 weeks, you are going to learn a lot of things. African Changemaker was created on the notion that we didn't want it to look like a traditional old ways of doing things, strict, the way the school are, the system. No, we are just a social enterprise, and we are teaching out what is relevant right now for people to upgrade their skills, to upskill, and what they can tap into for them to compete on the global scale, or on the global world. So what the curriculum consists more for the youth is, they will learn, since it's an African thing, we need to learn something that will collectively connect us together. We are going to build a continent together. So they will learn about entrepreneurship development for a week. They will learn about leadership development. They will learn about civic engagement in their community. They will learn about the UN agenda, because we have the UN Agenda 63, just as we have the SDG, the global goal for the whole world. There's an agenda that a lot of you don't even know. So it is our job as a change makers to enlighten them. There's an agenda, that we all need to follow for us to build a continent. They will learn about project management. And that is that. And they also learn about the Africa we want. And the new cohort that will be coming in January, they are going to learn something new that's never happened. And that has to do with the AFTA. I don't know if you are aware of that.
Yes.
The AFTA was signed into law early this January. Year. That's early this year. The African Continental Trade Area. We're going to incorporate that into the curriculum. So our focus is about learning about what Africa is all about. Have the same agenda, be on the same page, learn about youth policies, women policy. So everybody, we're all on the same level, and we'll be able to build the Africa that we want and the Africa that we see. That is one program for the for the youth. Now for the girls, and the women, we have the Women African Change Makers Women Network. That women is all about the women. It's a platform that women can come to where we support women, we provide them with training, we provide them with mentoring. There's also everything is tailored towards everything about women only. That's what we do in that platform. And for the women to pay it back is one thing for us to be empowering the women. What about the girls? So we challenge the women to pay it back by now being a mentor for a child. So there's a program that we have, that Women Mentoring Girls. That program is going to go on next month, October 9 in Ibadan. We are having in person in Ibadan. We are having online on Zoom or WhatsApp. That will take place on Zoom. So if you cannot be in Ibadan to attend that, you have the opportunity of joining us online. So the women we have in our network we've empowered, they know so much, they are not going to transfer their own knowledge into the girls. So it's like a repeated cycle. You can't just be with us, take everything in and go. You must be around.
Must pay for.
And right now we have a powerful support network of our alumni. They're around, they're ready to help us. Anytime we call upon them, they're here to empower them. So our network is a powerful network that people can channel into. Just Google it, African Change Makers Initiative, and look out for the application opportunity out there. But other than that, there are also a lot that you can check out online. Google, we have the Vital Voices you can look into. You have the Tolumelu Elume, you have the Yali. It's endless. You have the Ashoka too. So yes. But the thing is that go online and do your own research. And one thing, that when you get all this opportunity, please don't give up. One secret that when I started, I'm going to share this secret with me. It wasn't easy. I developed a system. When I have opportunity that I need to apply for, I'll copy all the questions in a Word doc. In a doc, I'll copy the questions from online, copy it, take my time, 1 or 2, 3 days. If I still have time, answer all the questions at my own convenient time. Do all my research, put all my facts, everything together. Then once I'm ready, I'll just copy and paste into the network platform and submit and pray that hopefully I'll be selected. But the secret to what I always do is that every application that I'm applying for, I keep a copy of whatever I write. Okay. The first 2 or 3 opportunity that was put in myself, it was difficult because most questions were strange to me. I didn't know what to answer. They'll be asking you some question that I now begin to question myself. Will I even get this thing? But I never gave up. I would still write the little that I could write, just to put myself out there, let them understand me. But the more, and I kept keeping a copy of those questions. By the time I'm applying for another opportunity, I discovered that some of those questions is being asked. And the next opportunity, now I will have done a lot of research, refine whatever I've written as number 1, use it for number. So by the time I had a record of 5 opportunities that I was confident that I could apply for anything. Wow. So right now I have a folder that has everything. If you name it 10 years from now, top C, what are those? I can put them. I'm very good with organization. By now.
Of course.
Documentation and things like that. So that gave me confidence. I'll just go back. There are some questions that once I see that question, I know where to go and look for within my folder. Just refine it, redefine it, and just copy and paste. So it makes it so effortlessly and easy for me. Thank you so much.
Wow. Honestly, top C. You have unveiled secrets. See, the truth is this, what you've just said now, you hear people, they say that they got fully paid opportunity, they travel for this one, and nobody tells people, how do you do this thing?
They won't tell you.
How do you do this thing?
Detailed thing. It takes a lot. For them to get to that level, there have been a lot of no's. Yes. Thousands of no's, and just one. But one thing is life is that you only need 1 yes. Yes. It's that 1 yes that you are looking for among the midst of no.
Honestly, I'm so happy bringing you on board today, because a lot of young ladies, even guys will watch this thing and they'll say that, oh, this is how they do this thing. and that's what we're trying to unveil. Let people know that this thing, there is no mystery about it, right? This is how you just need to do. This is what you need to do. Once again, I want to thank you.
We find ourselves in a society that when people have problems, that's what makes me different and unique. Mm-hmm. I'm not ashamed to talk about my problem, to share myself, because I believe that there's nothing new under the sun.
Absolutely.
I won't be the first person to be around, and I will not be the last. People have come and gone before me. I just wish I had this opportunity that I have now. Sometimes I wish I can go back to be younger. But in the society we find ourselves is that people will be going through a lot of problems. They will pray, they will work hard at it. And by the time they now find solution to it, they become successful. They'll just be thanking God. Oh, God did it for me. But they will not want to share the nitty-gritty.
Yeah.
And it's that nitty-gritty that people need to be able to take that step, not just the surface. A good example is, take an example of a woman who has been looking for a child for almost 10-20 years, trying all what is possible to have a child, and eventually God gives her that child to have. You discover that when they take that child to church to do Thanksgiving or naming whatever, they will just announce that this person, the testimony will just be on the surface. This person has been looking for the fruit of the womb for 10-20 years, and God did it now. She now has a child. The child is here. Let's pray. That's what they will say. But there's somebody in that church that also has that. Lot of
that same problem.
That problem. You didn't tell us exactly what she did.
Yeah.
You just said that she now has it. What exactly is that nitty-gritty? Yes. And that's where a lot of testimony are always on the surface and vague that I cannot even comprehend. Yeah. Tell us exactly what she did.
Yeah.
Did she do any medical thing that tell her what the name is, so that person, others can go and Google it and apply? Did she do IVF? Did she do what? Did she adopt the baby? Did she do adoption that we are not even sure of? Did she conceive the baby by herself? What are those medication, the drugs that she took that was recommended for her? What is that clinic or that hospital that she went to that really helped her? Those are the nitty-gritty details that people can take away and to be applicable to others too.
Honestly.
I hope they've been able to learn from me.
Thank you so much, Topsy. It's been a really, really wonderful, inspiring, highly informative session with you today. I want to thank you so much for honoring our invitation to share the backstory of the person of Topsy on the Mentors Lounge.
Thank you so much.
This is it from me today. Next episode, I'll be bringing another person who is a woman also to come and share their experience. Once again, Topsy, I want to appreciate you sincerely for honoring our invitation. God bless you.
Thank you so much. It's a privilege to be here. I'm really, really happy. Thank you for the time. And I hope I've been able to share the best of my place coming from the natural, the inner me, and somebody out there will learn something and tap into it.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Topsy.
Thank you.